Hi everybody. How you doing? It's warmed up here quite a bit, very much. We're up in the 40s today. Ooh, better than 20 and 10 degrees and below zero. Anyway, I'm making the mag mountings. I'll show you in the next picture. Why I didn't realize why they're staggered. One's staggered up, one's staggered down. Now I know why. The mag 1 is driven off the cam gear. Right there you can see I got it pointed at it. Water pump and mag drive off the same shaft coming from the lower one. You see the coupling. Oil pump driven off cam and belt tensioners. Alright. What I'm doing here is where the valves go, or the push rods go into the lower block, or the top of the block I should say, and there's two of them like a co-op sign. I know none of you guys are probably from the Iowa or South Dakota, Nebraska, any place where there's a lot of farming. You'd know what co-op is, so look it up if you wish. I'm not demanding you to. And that's what I'm putting on there. And then I put some of this, which my damn camera wants to focus on my hand, put some of this sprue goo on the edges because they're a little bit rounded down the block. And this is kind of filling it in, giving it that look, hopefully. Alright, the next thing is I'm snipping off all the front of what I put on is I forgot to raise it out. Old age event, I guess. I actually didn't think I had to do it, but I got looking at it, wasn't happy. And as you can see, I'm cutting it beautifully. Isn't that great? Wow. I cut a bunch of that out. Now I'm remaking the bulges where the shafts fit in the front of the cam housing. And so you can plainly see it in the photos. I should have probably got a little bit smaller, but it was cold out and I didn't want to run out and get my drill in the well shed to make them smaller. Yeah, I'm super lazy. Now I'm giving them a coat of Plastistruct glue to smooth them out. I've done this several times before, but I mean on this part. This in here is flatter because I believe something's mounted to it. I can't remember right now. I just don't remember. Another old age event. I want to say it's the fan housing is mounted to that, or the actual fan, and it's the belt is driven off the crank. There's a belt guide that rubs against. I imagine it's a leather belt. I don't know. And then they have a tensioner at the top that they just squeeze down and it pulls up to make it tighter. There's the bulge, the things that I needed to put back on. I already got the new piece on there. I thought actually I just cut a bunch of it out because you couldn't see a damn thing. Yeah, I gotta fire my camera guy. Anyway, that's me, by the way. So I'm using this sprue goo to set. These are bolt heads, but they're bulged. They're at the edge of the case, so there's a hump and there's aluminum, and then the screw goes through. You know, like a motorcycle case. So I'm going back with the sprue glue and hitting the top of the case to fill it in. This worked pretty good, but I know that every time you go to clip something smaller, because I can't grab anything smaller than what I'm doing. I mean, that's about a 16th, maybe a hair over those little strips there. Anyway, I knew when I clip them off, I'm going to lose a couple or more. And this actually helped. I lost mostly on the bottom, and I had to redo them. Had to re-put them on. But I saved the ones that I clipped and just stuck them back on there and re-hit them with the goo. This is actually working pretty good. I wanted to try Pete from merry old England used acetone, and I was just using thinner or liquid glue, and I thought I'd give that a try. But this time I was going to use white styrofoam scraps. I got enough of that, or styrofoam, styrene. Sorry, the insulator coming out on me. Now I'm clipping them off. I clipped the back end. There's the top. They all stayed except for one, and I'm just keeping track of where they're going. Nothing is smoothed out in the photos you see of this. Nothing's smoothed out yet. That's easy enough. I'm just trying to move ahead with this. I don't have a lot to make on this left. I have to make the oil pump that goes in the back. Mount and make. After that, I can paint this aluminum, and then I can mount the cylinder heads to it. Then I can make the water pump. I got to work on the inside out. I got to see which from the inside out of the motor. So I'm not sure if I have to do the spark plugs and then the coil. I should probably do the spark plugs, but I want to make sure. Right now I'm making the I can't think of it, motor mounts. That is actually on both sides. I made them, but on the one side I made the lower part, the back side, which most likely won't be able to see because there's a lot of junk by the carburetor and that. I'm cutting them in half at a diagonal because they're diagonal. You can call them webs, you can call them gussets, you can call them whatever you want, but there they are. Triangulation makes it stronger. Obviously I needed more. No, actually I needed to make 4 for the back because they're just not going to be glued on. These are actually sticking out of the block, but they're made in the block. They're cast into the block. I'm getting to the point, well, I'm going to have to make up a transmission in that, but that can wait. I'm probably going to be forced to make the front spoked wheels so I can get everything on and then work on the body on up. I'm using a mixture of Tester's tube glue and Plastistruct because I will soften it, make it runny, and then when I put it on there it sticks quick because it's tube glue. Now I'm just hitting it with some Mr. Cement, the blue label. I gotta buy some more of that. I'm getting low. I think it's because some idiot forgets to put the lid on it sometimes and it evaporates out. These are the bottoms of the motor mounts. Already got them marked on both sides of the block from the drawing or the photo. I'm doubling them up I doubled them up because the block, the gasket and the bottom part of the block. I was going to try to drill a hole in it and put a bolt through it, or bolt head or something. I haven't done that yet, and I'm really not too worried about it, but yeah, gotta have it bolted to the frame somehow. I'm just pushing them in with my tweezers, straighten stuff out. Okay, they're ready to glue on. And I'm cutting the edges off so they're flat. Helping them up off the terrible blue masking tape that they make nowadays. I got some yellow masking tape, and that stuff is so sticky I can't get it to part from itself. Obviously it must have been old and got hot. That's usually what it does. So I'm using just put a little puddle there and stick it on there, that way I can move it around on the bottom of the top of the case, I should say. Now I'm doing the other side. Oh, yeah, I ran into a height problem with the other side, and I looked on the photo, and yeah, it's a lot. It is shorter. So I didn't make it as short as they did, but hey. A little shorter. There we go. Yeah, I'm just doing a lot of that. You can see mine's getting awful low. I have to switch it around to get it to make the tip of the brush wet. Now I am doing the mag. I'm doing where the mag is on it. So I got to go against the cam drive gear, and there's a shelf that fits, and I got the height measured off the photo. I'm using a knife here, or a knife, saw knife, X-Acto saw. I thought I had a fatter one. I ended up really cutting it out. I needed to go in between the motor mounts. It's cast in. It's all one solid piece. That must have been a real bear cat to pour. Well, it would be sand casted, so it wouldn't really be that bad. I don't know if they had split cases at the side. I don't think they'd go from horizontally on the block, because there'd be a lot of captures to get the mold out that they made. And they didn't have styrofoam, so they couldn't use that. Oh, they could add wax. I bet they used wax. Lost wax casting. I'm trying to get it to fit. Now there's an elegant arc. That sounds really goofy, but there is one on there. That fits on there. I think the shelf is a little wide yet, but I'm not sure. I can easily trim that. Now there's a gusset or web that comes down to the lower web on the motor mount, and just put that in. Now I am making the second mag mount that's actually mounted towards the middle of the block. I don't know what I'm doing here. I think I'm grabbing more plastic. Yep. Oops, magic. It's on there. See? That one is too wide. I'll clip that off. Now I got to put a web there. I didn't see if I had it on there, or I didn't do it yet. I'm cutting the bolts for the block that actually also is the bolts go through the aluminum, but the aluminum covers the outside of it, and there's little bumps. So I'm putting the bolts on the outside, then hit it with that sprue glue stuff. I was having trouble holding on to it, so I'm putting like 6 clips on this. I haven't trimmed these off yet either, as of right now. Seems like I'm always waiting for something to dry. And you always have something that doesn't want to cooperate. Like that one. I'm gonna use, then it stuck to my knife. I was like, okay. Now I'm gonna make a webbing. I've been doing that every time I touch it to fill them out. Okay, there's another lid so you can see what I'm up against. Okay, so you can see where the bolts come through for the case. Thanks for watching, guys. Give a like if you like it. Have a good day. Bye.